ENGLEWOOD. If they stay at number 10 in the first round of Thursday's NFL Draft, the Broncos will be on the clock around 7:45 p.m. Quarterback Joe Flacco won't be watching. Honestly, I'm probably going to be on a flight back to Philadelphia. I don't really pay much attention to the draft, he said. Coach Vic Fangio's recent focus has admittedly been on the players already in his locker room. I feel good about where we're at with the draft, and the decisions that we can make, he said. But outside linebacker Von Miller will be monitoring the festivities. I just want to get the best available player, he said. It will be up to General Manager John Elway, running his 9th Broncos draft, to decide if Flacco's replacement will be selected or a new defensive starter for Fangio to call plays for and Miller to play alongside will be added. If the Broncos stay at no. 10, they can rule out Oklahoma quarterback Kyler Murray, Alabama defensive lineman Quinnen Williams, edge rushers Nick Bosa, Ohio State, and Josh Allen, Kentucky, and LSU linebacker Devin White. Here's a look at 4 possibilities for the Broncos. Dwayne Haskins position, quarterback. College, Ohio State. Height, weight, 6 foot minus 3 231st of a pound. Advertisement key information, turns 22 on May 3rd. Started 1 year at Ohio State, 13-1 record, and led FBS in passing yards, 4,831, and touchdowns, 50, also a Big Ten record. 9 300-yard games. Completed 70% of his pass attempts. Declared for draft after redshirt sophomore season. Will become only the second Ohio State quarterback chosen in the first round since 1970, Art Schlichter to Baltimore in 1982. I think he's a good player, Elway said. He had a great year last year and did a lot of good things. Why he makes sense. If the Broncos win even one more game this next season to finish 7-9, they will have played themselves out of position for any of next year's top quarterbacks in the 2020 draft. Haskins has a similar game, drop back, big arm, stays in the pocket, as Flacco said it would be the perfect learning situation. Why he doesn't make sense. If he has to play quickly, Haskins may not be ready. Since 1973, only 3 of the 100 first-round quarterbacks started fewer than 15 college games: Mark Sanchez, Cam Newton, and Mitchell Trubisky. Plus, the acquisition of Flacco should indicate a desire to avoid rebuilding and therefore, an instant starter should be the choice at no. 10. Quote, you look at his progression from the beginning of last year to the end of the year, it's a clear trend line that he's going in the right direction, NFL Network analyst Daniel Jeremiah said. And he moved around a little bit better in his pro day than I anticipated, so that helps him. I think Dwayne is the number 1 or no. 2 guy with most teams. I would not rule out Denver. Devin Bush position, linebacker. College, Michigan. Height, weight, 5 foot minus 11 234ths of a pound. Key information, turns 21 on July 18th. Declared for draft as a third-year junior. Totaled 194 tackles, 182 in last 2 years, in 38 career games. Posted 10 sacks among his 19.5 tackles for lost yardage. Second-team All-America as a junior. Ran the 40-yard dash in 4.43 seconds at the combine, and his vertical of 40.5 inches was tops among linebackers. Why he makes sense. The Broncos presumably covet an every-down linebacker who can run and cover, making them less susceptible against elite tight ends. Bush would check those boxes even if Devin White is on the board, although he could go to Tampa Bay at no. 5. We like to play our linebackers, so hopefully those guys are good enough to play all of the downs, Fangio said. Why he doesn't make sense. It may raise an eyebrow or 3 if the Broncos take Bush at no. 10, perhaps reaching several picks earlier than anticipated. But that is the only rub. Quote, maybe not the prototypical height, but he's got some serious thump, Jeremiah said. He can run, cover and blitz. I'm a big fan of his. T.J. Hawkinson position, tight end. College, Iowa. Height, weight, 6 foot minus 5 251st of a pound. Key information, turns 22 on July 3rd. Declared for draft after third-year sophomore season. Caught 73 passes for 1,080 yards, 14.8 yard average, and 9 touchdowns in 26 career games. Second-team All-America and John Mackey Award winner, nation's top tight end, last year. Ran the 40-yard dash in 4.70 seconds and his 37.5-inch vertical was second to teammate Noah Fant among tight ends. Why he makes sense, the Broncos tight ends couldn't stay healthy last year. Hawkinson was a durable college player in his 2 years and presents a block-and-catch combination that will allow new offensive coordinator Rich Scangarello to use 2 tight end personnel regardless of the situation. Why he doesn't make sense, Elway said last month, the draft has a lot of tight ends. A good combination of inline guys as well as pass catchers and guys that can run. It's a good class. With that in mind, might the Broncos be better off waiting until round 2, or trading down in round 1, instead of taking Hawkinson so high? Something to think about. Quote, Hawkinson is unique because of his ability to block and catch, which is why he's continually being pushed in the top 10, said former Tampa Bay general manager Mark Dominic, now an analyst for SiriusXM. When I talk to guys around the league, I get the feeling of this guy can do it all. Drew Lock position, quarterback. College, Missouri. Height, weight, 6 foot minus 4 228ths of a pound. Key information, turns 23 on November 10. Started 46 games for Tigers, 99 touchdowns, 36 interceptions. 4 300-yard passing games as a senior. Elway attended Missouri's win over Arkansas. Improved completion percentage from 57.8 to 62.9 last year. Led the SEC in passing yards, 3,999, as a sophomore. In final 2 years, combined to throw 70 touchdowns and 21 interceptions. Why he makes sense. See why Haskins makes sense. The Broncos may not be in a position next year to draft the top passer. Lock checks the requisite preferred LWA boxes, tall, big arm, and because of his experience, he may be a kicker steady once he becomes the starter. Why he doesn't make sense. See why Haskins doesn't make sense. This is a depth chart in need of immediate starters and Luck will initially sit behind Flacco. Quote, that arm talent, the size and the fact he's coming out with a ton of experience, or positives, ESPN analyst Mel Kiper said. There's no built-in consensus on Drew Lock. Joe Flacco is 34 and has had the injury, so the Broncos could go out and get Lock. Let's block ads. Why?